Hi, everybody. This is Adriana Paniagua here with the Good Boss, and today we have a spectacular talent. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm 3, 2, 1, bam.
Woo! Good to have you. So let's start this interview with who are you?
My name's Collin Moulton. I'm a comedian, nationally touring comedian, except for last year where I was a national virtual comedian.
Nice. But you made that change.
Yeah, I made the transition. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get equipment. I'm gonna do like a kind of like so it looks like a multi-camera shoot and like a little like a special and give a better vibe.
Talking about change, I saw that you moved from LA to Georgia.
Yeah, man. I don't have to tell you about moving Nicaragua, but it's incredible to like reinvigorate your life with like so that's another actual connection to technology that we were talking about where I just started looking at the landscape really critically. I was living in Los Angeles for years as a stand-up and trying to break into the industry in different ways and like and having some success and some not and then the whole time I have a family and I'm living a life and it's expensive and it's really arduous and we're sacrificing a lot. And then I realized I can do this from anywhere now. Like the platforms, the social media platforms, the just the way people were accepting submissions for things. I was literally living 10 miles north of LA and I would not even go into anybody's office for weeks at a time sometimes because they just wanted a digital submission. And I was like, all right, well now I don't have to live here. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So then we pinned the map and chose a place we thought would be cool that had a lot of like history. And so I moved to Georgia and you
That's
know,
true. And what is something that you tried in LA and then you didn't have to try in Georgia, or something that says, "Oh, this is from Georgia and this is from LA."
food's different. Yeah, so like LA, everybody's like very concerned about health and all this, and then here it's like if you don't have like a disciplined way of looking at nutrition, you can slip into an abyss of fried food and just comfort foods and like all that because it's just going to happen. It's all around you. And also I live on the coast, so I live on an island and there's a lot of drinking on any island. So you have to have like you have to have your own limits and set your own
Yeah.
parameters.
So I have to behave when I get to
You have to
Georgia.
have self-discipline. Yeah, you got to have your own self-discipline. You can't depend on the world around you. Like in LA, it's like you to be cool, you're a certain way. And it's actually kind of a good lifestyle. It's like a healthy lifestyle. But here it's like if you have a healthy lifestyle, people are like, what are you trying to prove, man? Kinda, you know.
Oh, that's amazing. And I think if I see you on the street, I have to be careful with you because
Why do you say that?
I noticed that you do jiu-jitsu, right?
Jiu-jitsu, yeah. Do you have jiu-jitsu in Nicaragua? It's right around the corner in Brazil. There's a lot of it.
So
I'm
I have to be
I
careful not to get a fight with you on the street.
Yeah, no, no, no. I think most jujitsu people don't really fight anyway. We're like, no, no, no. The whole idea is not, yeah. But no, who I would want to avoid is people who don't have jujitsu because those are the people with something to prove. But like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I've been training that for 15 years and it's all kind of you kind of work out all your demons right there. It's live, it's real, you're rolling. It's like a real martial art. I trained kung fu and different things when I was younger and kenpo and it was more hypotheticals and things like that. But with jujitsu, it's just like you're in it, you're doing it. So you just kind of like break all those weird hangups that you have or and also fears.
No, that's
So then
amazing.
you're a
It's very
confident person
important. Like,
is going to fight
it
you in the
helps
street.
you get all the stress out, so on the street you're less probable to fight.
Yeah, yeah. Well, not only, I mean, maybe you have the world's stressful, so maybe you have stress, but at least you're confident. You don't want to engage that way. You already know all that. Yeah, you don't need to. You just don't need that kind of conflict. Plus, you start to understand that the more you learn about fighting, I think, the more you learn that anything can happen. So, the least trained person ever could potentially hurt you horribly badly. Um, you know, just even by accident and win a fight, in the street. So street
Yeah.
fighting is like just the most horrifically dangerous thing that no martial artist really wants to be involved in that. or well, unless he's fighting someone who also is a martial artist, and that happens now more because there's a lot of people training. And I think it's gone back to that kind of this isn't gender specific, but a gentleman's agreement of, hey, we're not pulling knives.
Yeah.
we're just
So it's
gonna
incredible
see what we can do
because,
here.
for example, in my case, I love Muay Thai and kickboxing.
Oh, you like that? You like
I
knees and
love
elbows and
it.
like, oh, you're vicious. You want to cut people up when you're
Hook,
pointing.
hook.
Yeah, fair. You're a
But yeah, that's
striker, huh?
amazing. And Collins, all about in Good Boss is about giving back to community. So, which is a nonprofit cause that you're identified with?
So when I moved here, this is a cool place, Savannah, Georgia, the islands of Georgia, the Barrier Islands of Georgia. It's very connected to like local nonprofits. So when I moved here, I started this thing called barefootcomedy.com, and I started doing nonprofit events, fundraising events for local nonprofits, no larger ones, just locals. And I got connected with Oatland Island Wildlife Center, and I started raising money for them. And at a show, we did these auctions, and we would give all the money to them, and then we would do other local nonprofits. But I started connecting really deeply with them. Every Tuesday, I go with my daughter to the Toddler Tuesdays, and they have all these great animals that they've rescued and they care for. But the interesting thing is that as I looked back, I had lived in Athens, Georgia when I was a little kid for a couple of years, and my Montessori school teachers brought me down to Oatland Island Wildlife Center when I was a little kid, and I found that out after I'd already like connected with them. I sort of put it all together, and I asked my Montessori school teachers from back then. They're a couple who live in Athens, and they're amazing people. And I asked them, I said, do we go to Oatland Island? She goes, yeah, we went every year. And we still do that with the students. And I was like, oh, I've been here. I had been there 40 years ago.
I knew it.
Yeah, it was so cool. I felt connected to them, but I've had moments like that where I felt connected to something and I didn't know why. My favorite story like that was in Madison, Wisconsin. The owner of the comedy club there was a Greek guy named Gus, just a real character. And I don't know if you know Greek people, but they're loving, family oriented, and he was just incredible. When we met, it was just on. We had this like kind of like father-son bromance thing going. It was just like natural. We were like, he would, tussle my hair and he called me his other son. And whenever I would come visit and play his club, that's how it felt. And then my mom's best friend from when I was a little kid in Madison shows up to one of my shows and she says, hey, Gus. And I'm like, you know Susan? And Susan's like, yeah, you know Gus? And or yeah, I know Gus. And she goes, I know Gus. You know Gus? And I go, yeah, I know. I work here. She goes, no, you knew Gus when you were a little kid. I used to bring you to restaurants when you were 7, and he would sit and color with you and hang out with you at the table, and you loved him. And I was like, oh my gosh, I had known him that long and had no idea. I only thought I knew him through comedy, and he didn't know either. He didn't know I was that little kid. Isn't that wild?
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
I love that kind of thing. I think we're connected in these ways we just can't measure and we don't know, and we feel that in a way that isn't like on paper. There's no language for it. It's like a sense that we haven't developed fully, so we have no word for that sense, but it's a way that we relate. And if you stay in tune with that, you have the richest life.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it happens that I have a dream or there's something reality, and I don't know if what's a dream or it actually happened.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah, it's like a feeling.
Yeah, it's incredible. Collin, it was so amazing to have you. Like, I feel so energetic. But before I leave, I had to enjoy your show, and you had to give me your best joke ever.
Best joke? Oh man, I don't know about best joke. I have a new story. You want to hear that? I got my vaccine. I got my vaccine recently, and we pulled up to the little. There was like in a parking lot. That's where you want to get medical procedures, is in a parking lot of an airport. So we pull up, my wife and I. I have 3 kids, so getting vaccines is a date. So for us, so we pull up in the van, and we have a sitter, so we're hanging out with our coffee, and we pull up, and there was the National Guard's kind of running things, so they have all these people at the posts, where you go, and so we pull up, and the guy says, okay, you're here for the vaccine. We said, yeah. And he goes, you're getting the Vasa. And I said, the what? The Vasa vaccine. It's not the Johnson and Johnson. And we're like, oh, okay. Well, what's Vaza? And he goes, that's just a brand. And I'm like, okay. I go, I've never heard of that. My wife got real, because I'll just usually go with whatever. But my wife is like, no, wait, we're not getting what is Vaza? And he goes, it's a vaccine, but it's like not the Moderna or she goes, do you mean Pfizer? And he goes, oh man, I've been trying to get that right all day. So apparently the other 100 people ahead of us didn't correct him. So they just thought they were getting some off-brand Walmart vaccine and they were cool with that. So then she says, well, is it a 1-shot or a 2-shot? And he goes, yeah, is it a 1-shot? And he goes, or no, she says, oh, that's the 2-shot. And he goes, no, it's just a 1-shot. She goes, oh, Pfizer has a 1-shot. And he goes, yep, just 1 shot. And then 21 days from now, you'll get another 1 shot. So it's just the 1 shot now and then the 1 shot. So it's just 2 1-shots. So we're like, all right, well, I guess when you join the military to get an education, they don't give you the education first, which is cool. So thank you for your service. And they couldn't have been more cool. And they were like, but he was like, thanks for reminding me of that Pfizer thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. So it's an experience. This whole world we're in now, it's like we're doing all, everything's new.
Yeah, it's amazing. Everything, we have to adapt. At the end, we have to adapt. We have to learn and keep going.
My favorite line from my act would have to be, you ever walk in a garage sale and realize it's not a garage sale at all, just a dude sitting in his garage reading the paper? That's happened to me twice in real life, and I didn't catch on right away. The guy was like, can I help you? He was like, nah, I'm just looking. So I'm gonna look around. Yeah.
No, but thank you so much, Collin. It was a pleasure to have you, and I hope to see you again.
It was my pleasure, Adriana. And can we go out on Spanish?
Yeah, of course. Do you speak Spanish?
Hasta luego. Okay.
Hasta luego. Muchas
and I'm going to use a little
gracias.
Portuguese. Até mais.
Ciao, little Italiano.
Ciao, yeah.